So, hi everybody. I'm Dr. Raina Chawla, Faculty of Obs and Gynae from Cerebellum Academy, and we have with us Dr. Amitha John, who has cleared the FMGE Jan 2025 exam with an excellent score of 209. So, many congratulations, Dr. Amitha, to you and your family. And we will be asking you a few questions. And first of all, I want to start by asking, just introduce yourself and where are you from, where do you study from. Let's start with that.
Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am, first of all. And I was studying in Ukraine. I completed my graduation in Odessa National Medical University. And during the
Okay.
fourth year, ma'am, this war thing happened. So it
Oh,
was very
okay.
unfortunate thing, very uncertain
Yes.
thing. But
Yes.
thankfully, my university, they arranged a mobility program and I got into
Okay.
Tbilisi, Georgia.
All right.
And
Okay.
yeah, I completed the remaining degree there.
Okay.
And
Okay.
after the degree, I was very much confused which platform to choose. So my
Okay. Okay.
seniors, they
We'll come
guided
to
me
that. We'll
to,
come to that in a bit. Where are you from
yeah.
otherwise? Where are you from? Where's your hometown?
My hometown is in Kerala, ma'am.
Okay. Where in Kerala?
Kerala, ma'am, Kochi.
Okay, all right. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I've been to Kerala. My husband was there in Kozhikode in Calicut for
Okay.
he did his super specialization from there. So I'm very familiar with Kerala. That's why I asked you where in Kerala. So that's really nice to know.
Okay.
And okay, so and this was your first attempt, Dr. Amita?
Yes, ma'am, this was my first
All
attempt.
right. Okay. So when did you start studying? When did you complete when did you finish your MBBS and when did you start preparing for the FMG exam?
Ma'am, I started preparing for the FMG exam August of 2023.
Okay.
24, ma'am,
All
sorry,
right.
24.
24. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you started straight off with cerebellum. How did you decide the platform or how was your strategy? What did you do?
Yes, ma'am. So initially I was very much confused, ma'am, to how to choose the platform. There are plenty of platforms. So
Right.
my seniors, they guided me to
Okay.
Cerebellum, ma'am. And the striking, ma'am, one of the striking features was like the timetable of Cerebellum. It was very much
Right.
like for most of the platform, ma'am, they don't give the self-study time. But in Cerebellum, we have too much of self-study time and we can revise maximum times the content. And also, ma'am, it's very much affordable, ma'am. As a student, it is very much affordable.
Okay.
So I chose
Okay.
Cerebellum straight away.
Okay.
And I
All right.
completely relied upon the timetable that Cerebellum gave.
Okay. So you started from
Yes,
August
ma'am.
itself. You started with the Mission 200 classes. And what were you said you were very comfortable with the timetable that helped you. So that left you time for self-study. Did it also leave you time for revision? Were you able to get in revisions towards the end?
Yes, ma'am. I completed, ma'am, minimum 3 times the entire subject.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So that's very good. And so you'll be having a lot of juniors, a lot of colleagues who are going to write the next exam in June. What are the tips and tricks? So what important pointers do you want to tell them? How do you study? The subjects are very vast. How would you guide them best? Because you've got an excellent score. 209, anything above 200 is an excellent score. That means your knowledge, your information, according to me, is on point. You're on the right track. You've done everything right. So you are in the right position to guide your juniors. And that's what this interview is mainly about. How do you guide them? What points do you want to tell them? So what do you think made a difference in your preparation?
Ma'am, I think sticking to one resource is very much important.
Okay.
Rather than focusing on multiple resources, just stick to one resource and revise as many times possible.
Okay.
That's my main advice, ma'am. And if you revise maximum times, the things will get just imprinted in your mind and it will help you a lot during the
I
exams.
agree. I agree with that completely.
Yeah, yeah,
So you have to
yeah.
make your
And attend
timetable in
all the
such a
live
way.
classes.
Okay, so you have to make a timetable in such a way
Yes,
that you
ma'am.
get you get a lot of time for maximum number of revisions because as you said, what stays in your mind is if you read something repeatedly and is what
Hmm.
helps you most. Apart from that, anything else? Did you practice a lot of MCQs? What else did you do?
Yes, ma'am. The thing is, you should set a target every day. Like I used to do custom module generously. Like my minimum number of question was my 100 question. I used to do custom module generously. 70% topic and 30% I used
Okay,
to devote my
custom.
time to questions. Every
Okay,
day,
all
2 to 4 hours, I used to devote completely to
okay,
questions.
okay, all right. So that's a very
Yeah,
important
and
point. Apart,
ma'am,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
yeah. So, ma'am, GT, ma'am, talking about GT, be very much particular about GT. Don't miss any GTs. Give all the GT, and towards the end, if possible, give 4 GTs a month. And not only that, just make a mistake book, and whatever mistakes you're making, all the
That's very
volatile
important.
topics, make sure,
Yes. Yes,
yeah,
you keep writing
make
that
sure
down.
you're
That I've
writing.
heard from a lot of students, and I think it's a very nice point that you make a mistake book. So you don't make these mistakes again. And if you write down what you've done wrong, otherwise, if you just remember in your mind, now you'll do the mistake again. If you write it down, the
Yeah,
mistake you did, you will never do it again. That's a very
yeah,
important
ma'am.
point. Thank you, Dr. Amit. That's a
During
very
your
nice
class,
point you
also,
told
you
us.
have mentioned this point. So I
Yes,
followed
yes,
everything.
yes. I'm glad. And
Yeah,
who amongst the 19 subjects, which one is like your favorite subject?
ma'am, everything is my favorite subject, but surgery I like the
So
most,
you
ma'am.
like
To be
studying
honest,
everything. That's good.
yeah, ma'am. Cerebellum makes the journey very much. There are times when we
Okay.
get saturated. There are times when we feel like to give
Yes.
up, but
Yes.
the mentorship, the guidance, the support that Cerebellum faculty give, it was everything, ma'am. They just
I'm glad
boost
because that's
your
also important.
energy.
Studying continuously without doing anything else also takes a toll. It takes a toll on your mental health. I get a lot of messages from students saying that they're feeling very low, very depressed, and they don't know how to study further, especially as the exam nears. But that's very important. You have to keep your cool, and we're all there to help you for that. And any before we end, any last important any message for your students, one in one line, what is your final message for your juniors?
That be confident enough. You can crack this, and Cerebellum is all that you need.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Amita. What is before we end, I forgot to ask you, what do you want to do? Which subject is your what is your passion? What do you want to follow? What do you want to do?
Ma'am, I like radiology, ma'am.
Okay,
I
that's
wish.
nice. That's very nice. So you'll be joining
Yeah.
internship, and hopefully we will remain in touch. And all the very best for the future, Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Amita.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much, ma'am.
Okay. Bye.
Take
Good
care.
night.